The $13 billion Gerald R Ford aircraft carrier was sent to the Mediterranean because of the situation in Israel. This is the world's largest ship equipped with advanced weapon systems, the best ship defense system, and 90 maneuverable fighters that are ready to attack at any second. Gerald Ford is accompanied by an equally dangerous cruiser and 4 destroyers with nuclear missiles, as well as a reinforced U.S. air group. According to the Pentagon, such measures were taken in response to the Hamas attack on Israel. After a series of meetings, it was decided to strengthen the Defense Department's position in the Mediterranean region, and the Gerald Ford Strike Group is the best solution to deter the enemy. And if you're wondering how the United States can help Israel from the sea, we'll explain it all now. The USS Gerald R Ford, a new generation aircraft carrier, was launched in 2009, and there was an urgent need to strengthen the U.S. Navy. The aircraft carrier was designed and built by Huntington Ingalls Industries, which is the only nuclear ship manufacturer in the United States. You heard right, it's a nuclear ship because Gerald R Ford has 2 nuclear reactors weighing over 1,000 tons each. They allow the ship to serve for a very long time, as the developers themselves say.
And the foundation that we're building here today at Gerald R Ford will last for the next 50 plus years. It will last throughout our lives. If we get this right, Gerald R Ford will go on to be not just the most technologically advanced warship in the Navy, but the greatest warship in the Navy.
If such a reactor were on the ground, it could power an entire city without interruption. However, on this giant ship, almost all of the energy goes to power a pair of giant electric motors the size of 4 pickup trucks stacked together. They develop 1,100 megawatts of power, which is equal to 1.5 million horsepower. However, Gerald R Ford cannot fly on the water like a race car because with a deck 1,100 feet long and 260 feet wide and 245 feet high, the ship weighs 100,000 tons. It's the first time we can see an aircraft carrier of this scale, and it's not without reason that it's the largest in the world. You're probably eager to find out what this monster's armed with. We'll tell you in a moment. First of all, when you enter the deck, you'll notice the legendary Mark 15 Phalanx Sea-Wiz air defense system. This system is considered to be one of the best anti-aircraft artillery systems in the world today, and all because it has a rate of fire of 4,500 rounds per minute and an initial projectile velocity of 3,600 feet per second.
LPWS is the weapon system you see in front of you. It's designed to shoot down incoming rockets and mortars coming into the FOB.
When attacking, the Phalanx creates a continuous arc of projectiles that looks like a laser. By the way, Gerald R Ford also has a laser. Lockheed Martin's LAWS shipboard laser system is powered by the aircraft carrier's nuclear reactor, which allows for continuous attacks on enemy aircraft and missiles at a distance of 3 miles. The laser's power is enough to damage aircraft electronics or completely destroy projectiles flying towards Gerald R Ford. And if you need to not only disable but also destroy enemy aircraft, the REM 116 will come into play. The gun looks like a complex from a science fiction movie and holds 20 missiles capable of shooting down targets at a distance of 6 miles at a flight speed of over 2,200 miles per hour. The most important part of Gerald R Ford is its airstrike group, consisting of 90 fighters and helicopters. According to the Pentagon spokesman, before the operation to deploy the carrier to the Mediterranean, Washington also reinforced squadrons of F-35, F-15, F-16 fighters, and an A-10 attack aircraft, which are on board the Ford. It's difficult to say which of these aircraft is the most dangerous because each of them poses a deadly threat to the enemy. The F-35 is perhaps the best modern fighter jet as it's equipped with the latest technological developments, ranging from laser and missile weapons to a unique engine that can make a vertical landing.
Qualities, it's the best flying aircraft I've had the opportunity to fly.
The same can be said about the F-16 as it's the best 4th generation fighter capable of killing even newer aircraft using a combination of extreme maneuverability and speed, as well as attacking with supersonic missiles at a distance of 70 kilometers.
Conceived of as a lightweight, low-cost fighter primarily for air-to-air, but it evolved to possess air-to-air and air-to-ground, a true multi-role.
And then there's the legendary A-10 Thunderbolt II shooter with its incredibly powerful GAU-8 Avenger cannon, capable of firing 3,900 rounds per minute and destroying any ground target. The A-10 may be outdated, but it still serves as a reminder of the majestic power of American aviation.
We were able to go places that the other fixed-wing assets may or may not have been able to get in very well. And we definitely went places that the helicopters couldn't get in.
As you can see, there's a huge variety of weapons on board the Gerald Ford, but the ship also has some very unusual equipment, such as a cable landing system for helicopters. For a helicopter such as the Apache to land on an aircraft carrier, it needs to make a vertical landing. However, it's impossible to do so with the high wave activity. At this point, a special rope is used to pull the helicopter to the deck, allowing it to land safely. As already mentioned, the Gerald R Ford aircraft carrier has a wider and more spacious deck, which makes it easier to take off and land aircraft. The new design also contains fewer obstacles and a more efficient organization of deck space, which contributes to safer and more efficient operations. In addition, the aircraft carrier is equipped with elevators that raise and lower aircraft and other equipment.
So we have one less aircraft elevator than Nimitz class. This has 3 as opposed to the 4. All that was part of the design to enhance flight deck usage. So that's
Each elevator can lift up to 65 tons of cargo, and there are 3 of them at once. Below the upper deck of the ship, there's another deck resembling a huge parking lot with elite warbirds. There you can also hide a stealth bomber like the B-21 Raider, which will suddenly take off and deliver a devastating blow to the center of the enemy base. However, for such purposes, Gerald R Ford has reliable companions which sail with it wherever it goes. The strike group includes a Ticonderoga-class cruiser with guided missiles. Cruisers of this type are one of the most powerful and multi-purpose warships in the world and are widely used by the U.S. Navy. The Ticonderoga is equipped with the Aegis system, which is perhaps the best set of protection against enemy attacks. This system combines an advanced target detection and acquisition system, as well as SM-2 and SM-6 missile systems that can easily deal with enemy aircraft at a distance of 220 miles. The cruiser also has the means to search for and attack submarines, including deep-sea torpedoes. The most interesting feature is the ability to attack land targets with Tomahawk guided missiles. What's the specialty of this missile? Its incredible range of 1,000 miles. The missile is capable of carrying any type of warhead, from a high explosive to a cluster munition, so it's an extremely dangerous, long-range, and versatile weapon. Along with the cruiser Ticonderoga, Gerald Ford's strike group includes 4 more equally dangerous Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. This is the main class of destroyers belonging to the U.S. Navy. They're able to hit an entire enemy army using the already mentioned SM-2 and SM-6 systems, as well as Harpoon anti-ship missiles that can destroy enemy ships at a distance of 250 miles. The unique function of the Harpoon missile is its extremely high maneuverability and ability to fly at an altitude of about 16 feet above sea level. Such a missile is almost impossible to shoot down with other missiles, and the enemy can only use machine guns to defend itself.
So there is a high bill up front for this carrier, without a doubt, as a first of class. But it is designed from the outset to operate more efficiently and to have greater availability due to the reduced maintenance requirements.
Arleigh Burke also has a 5-inch Mk-45 artillery system, torpedoes, and unmanned aerial vehicles. The ships are equipped with modern electronics and communication systems that ensure constant communication and information integration with other ships. That's why Gerald Ford is protected by 4 such destroyers at once, because together they can reconnoiter the territory using drones, transmit data to each other, and attack enemies from a great distance. At the same time, dangerous targets on the ground will be destroyed by the Ticonderoga cruiser, and all aviation will be taken over by Gerald R Ford with its air group of the most modern fighters. The presence of such a fleet in the Mediterranean Sea should create a reliable support for Israel in the war with the enemy, and will also serve as a deterrent against the development of the conflict outside the state.
This ship is so different from any other ship that I've ever been on, and that holds true for all of our sailors. You know, no matter how many aircraft carriers you've been on before, you've never been on a Ford-class aircraft carrier. Everything we do is different.
And with that, the video's come to an end. Thank you for watching this far. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and write your opinion about the video in the comments. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.